Hi there, welcome to Best Theme Park Adventure. Today we're in the Universal Orlando Resort in Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure is split into 7 different lands, with Port of Entry being the main entrance, which is where we're going to start today. Although Port of Entry doesn't itself have any rides or attractions, there are several gift shops there, including the trading post and a great candy store. There are 5 food and drink locations, including Confisco Grill, sit-down table service restaurant. There's also the Croissant Moon Bakery, where you can get your pastries and coffee. And then there's Cinnabon, those lovely cinnamon rolls, and again coffee. And there's the Starbucks, where you can get your frappuccinos, cold brew, and hot coffees, along with some breakfast snacks and pastries. And finally, there's the Backwater Bar, offering a variety of refreshments. I'm not going to commentate all the way through this video, but what I am going to do is highlight the key attractions, cafes and shops in each area as we go into it. So enjoy your walk around and feel free to skip to the sections that you feel most appropriate or interested in. And I'll catch up with you shortly. Here you'll also find a board which displays the park opening hours for the day and the wait times for the rides and attractions in this park. Again, you can find that information out on the app as well, but if you haven't got it or you don't want to get your phone out while you walk past, you can stand there for a second, have a glance, and it'll tell you all the times. It's located just at the junction when you get into the park properly, where you can go left into Marvel Superhero Island, which is the way we're going to walk, or you can go right into Seuss Landing and walk around the park in an anti-clockwise direction, which we're not going to do today. If you walk straight ahead there, that's the park smoking and vaping area. Also a little area outside where you can sit down on the small low walls that are there and relax for 5 minutes if you want to. And you get a good view across the lake where you can see Velocicoaster and Hogwarts Castle along with Jurassic Park in the distance. Also a great spot for a photo opportunity where you can get the park behind you and, if you're lucky, catch Velocicoaster doing a Mosasaurus roll. It's also a great spot for viewing the incredible Hulk coaster whizzing around its track, listening to everybody screaming as it goes around. And again, fantastic spot to stop and get some photographs of the ride. You can even get that much needed selfie and possibly catch the coaster right behind you as it goes around the track. Okay, now we're going to walk over the bridge that goes underneath the Hulk coaster and head into Marvel Superhero Island. Again, another fantastic opportunity here to get some photos or see the Hulk coaster running around its track above your head. Straight in front of you, before you turn left to head towards the incredible Hulk and Stormforce Acceleratron, you'll see Cafe 4, which offers a selection of dishes for lunchtime and dinner. They also do a character meet and greet, but you've got to pre-book that if you want to get into it. And you can see the likes of Captain America, Spider-Man, possibly Doctor Doom, depends on which characters they've got at the time. There are some water fountains and restrooms to the right as you head towards the Hulk coaster, which can be useful before you do the ride. Now you do need to use lockers for the Hulk coaster, which are provided free of charge because you have to pass through metal detectors, and it's not the sort of ride where you want anything on your person. because it will fall out of your pocket and things will come off and possibly injure somebody, or certainly get lost or damaged. So remember to grab yourself a locker before you head over to the ride. Next up, you've got Stormforce Acceleratron, which is right next to the Hulk, which is fundamentally a teacup ride. So great for anybody who likes spinning and spinning and spinning, and I do believe if you spin the wheel in the middle, you do go faster. I haven't put any on-ride footage or descriptions of the rides in this video. However, there will be a link at the end to another video which has got all the rides and attractions for Islands of Adventure in it. So by all means, if you're interested in seeing what the rides are like and hearing a bit more about them, including some descriptions, click on the link at the end and it will take you to all the rides and attractions in Islands of Adventure. Now, after you've done the Hulk and collected your belongings from your locker and Stormforce Acceleratron, if you've done that ride too, you can head back past Cafe 4 on the restrooms, walking down in the direction further into Marvel Superhero Island, and you'll pass an arcade, a couple of shops, and there's a little alleyway on the left hand side where you'll see Dr. Doom's Fear 4. This is a great fun ride for those that aren't frightened of heights, because you get to see a good view around the park, depending on which direction you're facing on the actual carriages. There is a test seat before you get on the ride, so you can actually make sure that you're comfortable and you're happy to carry on and do the ride. If you're really lucky, sometimes Dr. Doom is hanging around outside and you can do photo ops and a little meet and greet with him, and then venture onto the ride itself. As you exit the alleyway from Dr. Doom's Fear 4, you'll go back onto the main walkway through Marvel Superhero Island. Along there you'll find more shops and some refreshment stands where you can refresh yourself with ice cold lemonade. There's also a fruit stand down there as well. In the shops they've got a huge range of Marvel merchandise, ranging from pyjamas to drinks mugs and figures to collectibles and other pins and various bits and bobs. So you can take a stroll through the shops and get a bit of air conditioning, cool down a little bit in the Florida heat before you head down to the amazing adventures of Spider-Man. And there's also a face painting stand as well, obviously for an additional charge, but you can go there and you or your kids can have your face painted, and you can spend the day walking around as a tiger or Spider-Man or whatever you might fancy. Next we have the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, which is a 3D motion simulator ride, an indoor ride in the dark. It's very good and very immersive. Been refurbished late in 2024. There you can see Auntie Annie's pretzels, where you can pop over and pick yourself up a giant pretzel and some other snacks and beverages as well. And here's the fruit stand I mentioned earlier, where you can go and get yourself some nice fresh fruit. For any hardcore Marvel fan, there's a shop just around here that sells comics and figurines, statues and models, and they range from sort of $20 to $30 up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and they've got everything you could possibly think of, nearly every character I've ever seen in the shop. I've actually purchased some figurines in this shop in the past, and they are very good quality and fairly good value for the price that they sell them at. Before we leave Marvel Superhero Island, it's worth mentioning Captain America is often out and about in that area, and he'll do photo ops with you, so you can have a nice photo, nice selfie taken with him, and put that in your album when you get home. There's also Captain America's Diner opposite, which sells similar food to Cafe 4. It's a good alternative. It's around the corner, a bit quieter if Cafe 4 is busy, so you can get the same sort of food. Again, I think you can order on the mobile app as well, and so you can sit out the window and maybe watch Captain America doing meet and greets with people while you sit and have yourself a burger and chips. Walk a bit further down the street there, and then there's an ice cream stand as well that sells a nice selection of ice creams and refreshments. You'll exit Marvel Superhero Island, crossing over the emblem on the floor and into Toon Lagoon. You'll walk past some circus stroke fairground style stores on the side, which again you can participate in for a small amount extra. Then you'll enter Toon Lagoon, and the first thing you'll see is the comic strip cafe directly in front of you. The annual pass holder store is in this area too, where you can pop in and get your free seasonal magnets and have a look at the deals they've got for annual pass holders in the shop. And refreshments are available in that room as well. There are 3 rides in this area of the park, all water rides, and there are also a selection of shops and cafes and snack kiosks available as well. The Comic Strip Cafe does a selection of burgers, pizzas, and salads and a variety of refreshments too. There's also a nice booth next to it that does cookies and cream sundaes along with a mixture of other sundaes and cups and cones, ice cream floats and drinks. As you can see, the Universal Orlando annual pass holder store is just under the giant Betty Boop. Caution while walking through this part of the park, because there are lots of little things that spurt and spray water at you or over you as you walk past or underneath them, as you can see here. Great fun for the kids on a hot summer Florida day, or even a hot winter Florida day, because it's always sunny in Florida. There are several shops in Toon Lagoon and snack kiosks as well as the food establishments where you can go and buy your merchandise and gifts and souvenirs. And of course it's all themed. Here we've even got Betty Boop merchandise, including t-shirts, college jackets, and I think there's loungefly bags, purses, luggage tags, all sorts of things. And of course if you still want to use them, there's plenty of different lanyards available featuring different themes from around the parks. As you come up to a little intersection where it splits two ways, one to carry on through Toon Lagoon and the other way to go over to Popeye's Bilge Bars Rats and Mr. Wimpy's Burger Bar. There's also a restaurant called Blondie's on the left hand side on the corner, which we're going to have a quick look in now. Blondie sells a range of lunchtime style snacks and beverages. I believe they do a hot dog as well. As you leave Blondie's, you'll see the intersection with a statue of Popeye in the middle. If you go straight over there, you'll head over towards Popeye's Bilge Barge Rats, Mr. Wimpy's Burger Bar, and there's a little kids play area, Miss Ship the Olive there as well. There's also a popcorn stand on the corner and a couple of other snack kiosks. Here we have Mr. Wimpy's that does very popular burgers and fries. There's also Dole Whip available there that you can get in I think 2 or 3 different types, and you can have that in a cone or a cup I believe. But again, Dole Whip nice and refreshing on a hot summer Florida day. Here you've got one of the donut shaped barges that you go in and Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Barge Rats. Again, it's a light rapids ride, so you will definitely get wet while you go on it. Next we've got Miss Ship the Olive, which is a little kids play area where they can go and explore, and if they go up to the top deck, I think for $1 they can use the water cannons to spray people in the Popeye's Bilge Barge Rat barges, which is what's coming up next, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat barges. It's a good fun ride where you're sat in large round donut shaped barges in groups of 12 people. There's a plastic covered area in the centre where you can put your bags and belongings so they don't get completely drenched, because you will get very wet on it. It's a sort of very mild rapid style ride, so you get flung about a little bit and you get sprayed by water cannons and other things as you go around. There is a lap belt required for the ride. As you leave the area where Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat barges are, and Mr. Wimpy's and Miss Ship the Olive, you'll come back to the little intersection with Popeye, at which point you turn right and you'll come past these areas here where there's some more restrooms, more gift shops, and also areas for refreshments and snacks. There's one shop called What's the Matter You, which we're going to have a quick peek in now, and as you can see it's got a whole range of items. The usual sort of thing, t-shirts, cuddly toys, key rings, cups, and there's a section here with Shrek as well, and Donkey, and Shrek related paraphernalia you can purchase as well. And we've got a couple more snack and drink stands ahead of us, and one more ride before we leave Toon Lagoon. And of course that ride is Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls is a sort of parody of the old Splash Mountain that's in Magic Kingdom, or was in Magic Kingdom, which has now been replaced by Tiana's Bay of Adventure. It's a fun little ride to do. It's a slow-going boat ride, very high up, so you get a good view of the park. But then there's a nice big drop at the end, and that's when you get absolutely sodden and drenched at the bottom. Anyway, you'll see in a moment. As you can see, you will get very wet on this ride, so if you plan to stay dry on your day in the park, probably not the ride for you. However, it's great fun, and if you're hot, it will definitely cool you down. And that's it for Toon Lagoon, so we're going to make our way down the path past a couple more snack and beverage huts. The next area we'll come to is Skull Island and Jurassic Park. And the first ride is Skull Island Reign of Kong. This is an immersive simulator ride where you actually go in a large truck and you travel through an area where you get attacked by dinosaurs and Kong comes to your rescue. It's a very good 3D simulator, and it's worth a go.
Waiting, so I'm taking you directly in the main cave system.
Yo, how's it look back there?
Hold on, I mean, be quiet. Never mind.
After you've survived the reign of Kong, then you continue on past a few other gift and snack stands, and you'll get to the main Jurassic Park area. Well, there's the Jurassic Park Discovery Centre. There's also some photo opportunities along the way with some memorabilia from the Jurassic Park movies. The Jeep's actually an original prop set piece from the original Jurassic Park film. There's some cafes and restaurants and snack places. The Burger Digs, obviously, sells burgers. Again, I think you can mobile order for that one. And if you go in the Discovery Centre, there's quite a few things for the kids to do downstairs. Some large-scale dinosaurs and some other interesting bits in there as well. Again, lots of entertaining things for the kids to do down here. There's a nursery where they can help hatch a baby dinosaur using the little computer pads that they've got access to there. They pick their DNA and everything else to actually create it. There's also some additional lockers down here if you want to hire a locker for the day. I think it's around about $20. Okay, and just outside the back of the Discovery Centre takes us to Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster is probably the most popular, if not one of the most popular rides in Orlando at the moment. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's got lots of inversions, loops, twists and turns, and I think you spend somewhere in the region of about 12 seconds upside down. So yeah, it's awesome if you like those kind of rides. It is a very immersive ride. The pre-show you get has got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in it from the original Jurassic World films. And yeah, if you like those sort of things, it's definitely worth a go. It's terrifying, but awesome at the same time. Okay, moving on. Let's carry on around the park. We'll walk further into Jurassic Park, go past a few sideshow type kiosks you can have a go at. There's also Pizza Predatoria, great stop for pizzas for around about $11. They also do beverages and soft drinks and a few other bits and bobs, Caesar salad as well. And as you carry on further around the park here, there's some gift kiosks and small souvenir huts. And on the right just here, you've got the Raptor encounter, where it's a meet and greet with Blue, the Velociraptor from Jurassic World. Universal regard it as more of a photo op. It's quite busy and it's at set times during the day, so be sure to check on the app and have a look at the actual signage outside to see when it's available.
Do not touch Blue, even if she touches you. Consequences could be fatal. Do not try to feed Blue, even as she's feeding on you. Consequences could be fatal. No! Wow, okay, she's a lot bigger than I remember. Angrier too, okay.
So moving on around the park, the next thing we'll come to after we have a walk and pass a few more kiosks, and there's a little viewing area there where you can watch Velocicoaster going around, shaped like raptor cages from the films. The next thing we'll come to is Jurassic Park River Adventure. Jurassic Park River Adventure is the third and final water ride in Islands of Adventure, and one where you won't get so wet, but the theming's nice. It's sort of a slow boat ride around looking at animatronic dinosaurs, but there is an attack from a T-Rex at the end. So if there's any nervous children, just warn them that it's obviously animatronic and it's not going to eat them. As we carry on around the park, there's a few more refreshment and snack stands, and there's Jurassic Outfitters, which is where you can go in and buy your dinosaur-related merchandise that you haven't already purchased in the Discovery Centre. They've got some nice cuddly toys and small models and all sorts of little toys that kids can play with as well. And of course the traditional sweatshirts and hoodies, t-shirts, vests, and those sort of things as well. And if you got really wet while you were on one of the water rides, you can use one of the Jumbo family dryers, which I think are about $10 each, and you can dry yourselves off ready for the next. And there's Camp Jurassic, which is a little kids play area in the park as well. There is one more kids ride in the Jurassic Park area of Islands of Adventure called Pterodon Flyers, but that's been closed for some time now, and as of February this year, Universal haven't given a reopening date for it, so it looks like it may be closed permanently. Carrying on through Jurassic Park, we're going to head over the bridge and make our way to Thunder Falls Terraced, which is another quick service restaurant selling beverages and a selection of dishes. There are various freestyle drinks machines dotted around the park, as you can see here, if you've got one of the freestyle refillable cups. A lot of the snack kiosks and stations have got refills there. And Thunder Falls Terrace is another area where you can actually mobile order your food beforehand and get there and hopefully it's ready. Just remember to let them know on the app that you actually arrived, or they won't know you're there and so they won't make your food up. Here we've got another photo op with a lovely T-Rex poking his head out of a bush, so you can do a nice scare selfie for Instagram. It's actually funny how scarily realistic these are sometimes. I actually feel like you're going to get eaten when you stood underneath it. And there's also an area here where you can get your hair braided, or get your kids' hair braided. You walk around the park with your hair all braided up for the rest of the day. And I will have a quick peek and give you a taste of what it looks like to come down the water slide in the boat in Jurassic Park River Adventure. There we are. Big splash. Nobody in that one, so nobody got wet. So now we'll leave the Jurassic Park area and head on over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade Village. As you cross the bridge going into Hogsmeade Village, there's a great photo opportunity for you to get a picture of Hogwarts Castle before you enter into the village. And on the left hand side is the first ride, which is Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. This ride is a tracked motion simulator with a robotic arm that moves your carriage up and down and around, which is synchronized with the visual and audio effects. It's an extremely immersive ride with great theming all the way through. However, it has been known to cause motion sickness for people that suffer from it. So if you do and you want to do the ride, be prepared and take something at least half an hour before you go on the ride. After you've completed the ride and exited through the Harry Potter gift shop, it's only a short walk to the next ride we'll look at, which is Harry Potter and the Flight of the Hippogriff. This ride is classed as a junior coaster, as you only have to be 36 inches to ride it, and the ride from start to finish only lasts just over a minute. However, that does mean the queue line moves fairly quickly, and it's an ideal coaster for any novices and newbies to riding roller coasters, especially the young people, as long as they're over 36 inches. Now we'll continue on into Hogsmeade Village, where you'll see the 3 broomsticks and Honeyduke's candy store, along with a couple of food and beverage carts and a butterbeer stand. Because no trip to Hogsmeade Village can be complete without butterbeer, and they do it in so many different types now. They've got frozen butterbeer, creamed butterbeer, warm butterbeer, cold butterbeer, and I believe they do a potted butterbeer as well. There are some restrooms just here on the right hand side as you're walking through, in the direction of Honeyduke's and 3 broomsticks. On the right hand side up there is 3 broomsticks. There's some other shops along here you can look at on the way through, while you stroll through Hogsmeade Village and admire the snow-capped buildings and the ambience of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Here we have Honeyduke's sweet shop and candy store, and here's the butterbeer stand, which serves hot butterbeer or cold butterbeer, which is akin to a slushie. Next up, we've got the most popular and the newest ride in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Clever and useful they are. Right, off you go. We'll meet at the edge of the Forbidden Forest. We'll have to round up the Scroops before they set fire to anything else. They just don't know what they're doing. Whoa, no, there's no need for that. Well, I think that's enough for today. You should probably head back. We'll pick this up later. The bikes will take it.
And once you get to the end of Hogsmeade Village, just under the archway, you've got a Hogsmeade station, which is where you catch the Hogwarts Express. That'll take you back to King's Cross Station in Universal Studios, Diagon Alley. Obviously, to use the Hogwarts Express, you need a multi-park ticket or an annual pass, because the station at the other end is in the other park. Here we have the 3 Broomsticks restaurant, with the wanted sign for Sirius Black when he was an escapee from Azkaban prison. And in there is the 3 Broomsticks, where you can get some nice light meals and beverages, one of their specialities being British style fish and chips. Lastly, here's the location of the Hogwarts Express Hogsmeade station and a short clip of the Hogwarts Express waiting to take you to the other station. In a moment you'll see the view out of one of the carriage windows. There is a different video playing going to King's Cross Station to what plays coming back to Hogsmeade from King's Cross Station. After leaving Hogsmeade, you go through the Lost Continent, which doesn't have any rides anymore, but it has got one attraction. The Mystic Fountain is popular with young and old because it talks to you, answers questions, even throws up funny comments, and spurts water randomly all over the place. Now is the last area of the park that we come to, Seuss Landing. This is by far the most vibrant, colourful part of the whole entire park. Seuss Landing is renowned for its bright colours and entertaining, whimsical characters. There you've got Moose Juice and Goose Juice, which sells sweetest drinks and snacks. And across the way and up the walkway a little bit, you've got a candy store that sells all sorts of candies, fudges, cupcakes, lollies, donuts, marshmallow, you name it, they've got it. We'll have a quick look at some of the delicacies they've got to offer. Well, I think they've probably got enough candy to keep just about anybody satisfied, I would think. Okay, so we'll head back out onto the main street, and then we've got the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train ride next. I don't think there's a height requirement for this ride, but it may be that anybody under 36 inches needs to be accompanied by an adult for safety reasons. We're going to have to check that on the ride. Here we've got an ice cream stand that does sundaes on a stick and waffle cones, I do believe. Very nice, very refreshing on a hot Orlando day. And next up is the carousel, or merry-go-round, whichever you prefer to call it. A bit further down the walkway, you've got Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous. Plenty of seating inside and air conditioning, all nicely themed to Dr. Seuss, with a selection of food and beverages available. Coming up next, you've got One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, which is a vertical lift merry-go-round. Again, suitable for the young and old. I do remember some years ago my daughter going on it, and I believe there's a lever on there that you can push up and down so that you can actually move your carriage up and down as well as it rotates. Now, as we're coming towards the end of Seuss Landing, we've got the Cat in the Hat ride.
Make that cat go away. You do not want to play. He should not be alive. I'm the cat with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. And things oh, so cake and the cup get to play.
Again, there are plenty of snack and beverage carts while you're walking through Seuss Landing as well, and also a couple of candy stores, shops, and some ice cream and sundae windows that you can purchase stuff from as well. We'll have a quick look in this Crazy Cat in the Hat shop. And last but not least, in Seuss Landing, you've got the green eggs and ham food stand, where you can pick up tater tots with a couple of different toppings, pepperoni I think they do, and possibly a chicken topping. But yeah, it's around about $10–11 for a good sized portion, so pretty good value for money. Okay, that brings us to the end of Seuss Landing, which means it brings us pretty much right back to the port of entry and the end of our tour of Islands of Adventure today. And if you have any questions or would like to leave any comments in the comment section below, please feel free to do so. And remember to like and subscribe if you'd like future updates and videos when we post them. If you go over to Orlando and you get a Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, or Universal Studios Main Park, or Epic Universe when it opens, or Volcano Bay, or any of the Orlando resort parks, or anywhere in fact, have a fantastic magical time and enjoy your vacation.